Hey everybody. Well, it's the same day. I'm going to start my brownies, I think, before Jeremiah gets here. So we're doing the same recipe that I did before, only I'm using the 1-burner stove because my 2-burner got wet and it's not working properly. The last time I made the brownies on the camper oven, this is the Coleman camper oven, we used the 2-burner. So I've never used this before. I don't know how it's gonna work out, guys. I know it's gonna get really hot. I'm a little worried about my screen back here, but we should be good. So anyway, we are going to, first of all, get it warmed up. And we're gonna get it warmed up. Now the recipe calls for 350 for 20 minutes, but we're not gonna cook it at 350 because I did that before, guys, and they burned on the bottom. A lot of people use cooking stones, you know, in the bottom when they bake with this oven, because then that stone absorbs the heat and your product on the shelf, because inside here there is an aluminum tray. I cooked on that middle rack, and some people put a stone on the bottom there and that absorbs some of the heat. But if you don't have one of those, you want to keep it 10 degrees lower than the recipe calls for. So if the recipe calls for 350, you're going to cook in here at 250, and you're going to cook it 10 minutes, maybe 5 minutes longer than the recipe calls for. So if it says 20 minutes, you're going to cook it 25 to 30 minutes at a lower heat. So you have a little temperature gauge on the front here, and then that tells you what your temperature is. All right, so what we could do a while is we could start mixing up the ingredients. Now what I have here is I have already mixed my dry ingredients. I do that before I go camping. So I have, in this bag, I have 3/4 cup of almond flour, 2/3 cup of cacao powder, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt, and a 1/2 cup of coconut sugar. So I have that already pre-mixed. So I'm gonna add that to my bowl. So I just put that into my bowl, my dry ingredients. And then you just have 2 eggs. You're gonna crack 2 eggs in here. All right. And then you have 1/4 cup of maple syrup. I have that pre-measured in this little container here. 1/4 cup of that. Melted coconut oil, 1/2 cup of melted coconut oil. So what I use is this organic coconut oil. I'll measure 1/2 cup. Just gonna take a spoon and stir it all around. You guys can see it. Just take a spoon and stir that around. Then you're gonna just dump it in your prepared pan with your parchment paper. It's 1:46. So it says 20 minutes for the regular recipe, so that would be 5 after 3. So we're gonna leave it until 10 after 3. And I'm gonna turn this heat back a little bit. Now we're right at the temperature we wanna be at. So we're at about 275, which is still good. Okay guys, well, we're gonna be back to you as soon as 20 minutes is up. I'm actually gonna bake them for 25 minutes. And we will be back and we're gonna see how they look and if they're ready to come out of the oven. Be right back. Talk to you soon. Okay guys, we're back in Ruby's kitchen, and it has been about 25 minutes, so it's test time. Oh, they look pretty. Remember I told you guys it's really, really hot, so you definitely got to have some nits. And we're just gonna look at that. Oh, it's so pretty. We're just gonna set it over here. Yeah, I think they're done. They just have to sit for a few minutes to cool off. Even when you bake brownies at home, when you first take them out, there's a little cooking time. It's called after cook time with any baked brownie or cake, especially brownies. So they are probably gonna, get a little more cooked as they sit. But for now, they smell amazing. I wish you could smell them. Oh, I forgot the vanilla, but I think they're gonna make it. I think they're gonna be fine. So when Jeremiah gets here, he's gonna have a little treat. All right, the moment we've been waiting for. I'm not waiting for Jeremiah because the cook has to try the food before she presents it to her guests. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna cut into these. Let's see what we have. They're still pretty hot. Look at that. Give myself a little square here. I actually cut myself 2 little squares. Last time I had brownies, I started out with 1 and ended up eating 2. So I thought, you know what? Might as well cut 2. Here we go, guys. Drum roll. Hopefully they're good. They're very cake-like. A little disappointing. A little dry. I mean, they're good. But they're dry. The ones I made with almond butter put these to shame. I mean, I would make these maybe again. I don't like the texture. I like a fudgy brownie. And these are more like a cake, which to me a brownie should be fudgy. Maybe I overbaked them. I mean, it's good. You know you're eating healthy. But I forgot the vanilla. I made them before and I don't remember them being this dry. They're very chocolatey. I mean, if you're in the mood for chocolate, that's it. My critique is they're too dry. Might have been because I maybe baked them a little longer. The last time I made them, they didn't get that dry. The ones I made with almond butter in the Instant Pot, they would be really good in there. They would get creamy and moist. These are made with almond flour, and I don't think you get the same consistency that you do with the ones with almond butter. Anyway, I'll link the recipe below if you guys want to try it. Hope you enjoyed the video. This evening Jeremiah is coming and we may or may not do any videos. I'm really not sure. I do have a fire going already. I wanted to try out my new fire starters. It's going great. I can take you over and show it to you if you'd like. Come with me. There. Now, couldn't find a stick to poke my fire with. So, I'm using this critter here. I don't even know what it is, but that is my stick. So I'm testing out my fire starters. I got these. At Hawkers. Fire starters. I got a whole box of 12. Now these little packets. You just open them up and then you start them on fire at the top. You put your logs around it and pray for it to start. That's how I always start my fires. But thanks for tuning in, and I hope everybody has a really great week. Sun's back here. This isn't good lighting. I hope you have a really good week. God bless you, and I'll see you down the road.